I read that the Crooked Room was influenced by the author and political commentator Melissa Harris Perry. Could you explain the story behind that?
Yeah, so like our guitarist Steph wrote Crooked Room,
Right.
and she said it's in response to Melissa Harris Perry quote. Where she describes like kind of existing in the world as a black woman is similar to trying to stand at a vertical in a room where everything's crooked. Steph has always said that she sees the band as like one example of trying to make like a room of your own, so to try and have a space where you're free from those influences from society and can just like exist like as yourself. And then and she always hopes that like maybe, you know, we can try and create that at shows as well, even if you're only playing for like 40 minutes or something, but have a space where, you know, like it's important that everybody is equal and that everybody feels respected to like, you know, like express themselves how they want and also be mindful of each other. So that's where like that's how Crooked Room came about. So
the #MeToo movement has shown a particular spotlight on the arts. As a member of an all-female outfit, I assume this is an important issue for you as well.
Yeah, I think like I just assume we're going to continue to kind of see a reckoning within all of the creative industries. Like we're starting to see kind of snowball right now as more people like speak out against either like the marginalisation or like harassment that they've had to face in the industry. Like we obviously come from more like DIY punk scenes, but they're definitely like not free of the same issues that you're seeing. Part of the reason that some of these circumstances have been able to continue to exist is because like these people have held all this power, and then it's left that people who have been subjugated feeling like they can't that they can't have a voice, or that they'll have like a backlash if they speak against somebody who's popular or who maybe could make or break their career. I guess like knowing that we can support in whichever ways we can, whether that's like, you know, playing shows where donations are going towards like charities or organisations who support women and people who are victims of like gender-based violence, or even just like making sure that, you know, people are safe and comfortable at shows. Like I think it's like a whole spectrum.
You were involved in Decolonise Fest. Why are events like this so important? It
came about again from just Steph being on Facebook. It's very productive for her. But so she put a call out saying, would anyone, you know, be interested in a black and brown punk festival? Would anyone want to come? It turned out like loads of people wanted it to happen. And a group formed to kind of make sure that it happens. So there's like a core organising team of about 10 people, and we do say that it's a festival by punks of colour for punks of colour. It came about because there was space in the punk scene to talk about other issues like homophobia, classism, even things like that. It just seemed like people were very uncomfortable with looking at race and racism within the punk scene, or even wanting to think that that could potentially like be an issue within the punk scene. The point of Decolonise Fest, I mean, it's open to everyone to attend, but everyone who organises it is actually like a person of colour. And most of us are interested in either like alternative music or whatever kind of genres of music. Kind of analogous to girls rock, but the point was we wanted people of colour to see people like themselves on stage, and also to just show that, like, you know, sometimes when people say like bookers are confronted like about a festival lineup and it's all white and they're like, oh, but there weren't any like people of colour to book, is to be like, well, we've filled a whole festival. Everyone, like there's loads of them out there, like you could try that a little bit harder and maybe like, you know, not just feel like the token one. So we really wanted to show just like have a space for people of colour who are in alternative scenes to come and see like bands that represent them. Also want to encourage hopefully like young people of colour to start bands, because then they can be like, well, there's this festival that you could you could definitely apply to. Nadia
Javid appeared on the panel of Decolonise, said when people see women and then women of colour as well, they expect twice the amount of work. Is this something that you can relate to?
Well, you know, you might go into like a standard guitar shop and it's like, yeah, they don't expect to have like some women coming in like demanding to see like a particular like, guitar. Often they just seem very like, oh, there's a woman here. It's like 2019. And then that might also not expect like a person of colour to be like interested in like that music, even though like again obviously like throughout time we've been like
they've always been
into
there.
that music. It's like, you know, like Sistahs as art, for example. Like sometimes it is just that kind of like two-pronged attack almost. It feels like having to like prove yourself and be like, no, like I'm not here like by accident kind of thing, like this is what I want to do, and I'm also capable of doing it. Like, you know, it's a craft that you are continually practicing and so on. So but I think like I would agree like completely with what Nadia has said in that quote as well. And like hopefully things like Girls Rock and Decolonise Fest are creating communities where at least some of that burden is lessened, because you can find people who've had the same experience or share that experience, or you can come to a space where you're not going to have any, people aren't going to impose any preconceptions about you or anything. So I think it's really important to create your own spaces in that way.
I agree. Hopefully one day that all changes. What changes do you hope for when it comes to the next generation of artists?
I'm hoping I'm starting to see it a bit already, but I think I'd just like to see artists coming through knowing that they have like no restrictions on what they want to do. Like they don't have to slot perfectly into just one genre, or they don't have to write like a 3-minute pop song.
Finally, what advice would you give to the young you if you met her today?
Probably to like have a better practice regimen. Not be so lazy with that. Could have been amazing if I'd done my practicing. Now I've met like so many amazing like women or like trans people and like non-binary people who are like making music or like are creative in some way, when for a long time I'd kind of seen like maybe the music that I liked in particular as like a bit of a boys club, so I didn't always like know how it would fit into that. So I guess like as a young person it'd be nice to know that no, actually there's all kinds of people like doing this thing that you want to do. So like you don't have to like worry about like how
fitting in,
whether your like identity fits into that, because I think it should be open to everyone anyway. So you can buy Big Joanie's debut album Sistahs. It's out now and it's out on the Daydream Library series record label, so have a look for it in all your favourite record shops, or you can head to our Bandcamp and buy it online.
So the album was released on Thurston's, is it Thurston? It's not. So the album was released on Thurston Moore's album, The Daydream Library.
Label.
Did I say label?
It's an album.
Oh, God. Sorry about that.
No,
okay. Let me take this real slow. Okay, so the album was released on Thurston Moore's label, The Daydream. I don't know what's happening. Okay.